Committee members this year include Chair Shannon Walker, Director of Development and Alumni Affairs here at the Law School, and my faculty colleagues Vanessa Butte, Mona Email, Andy Silverman, Royce Peace, and Melissa Tatum. The Lifetime Achievement Award was the brainchild of Roger Henderson back in 1998. We can now say the last century. It seems amazing that we are in this period of time where we can say the last century this happened. Roger, who served as dean of the college from 1977 to 1983, felt strongly that we should have an award recognizing alumni who had really achieved excellence in their fields, who had made significant contributions to the legal profession. Roger designed the award to be limited to graduates who had graduated at least 25 years earlier. The core criteria in his proposal, which became the criteria for the award, is the following. The candidate must have had a distinguished and exemplary career in the practice of law, public service, or other similar service, such as teaching, scholarship, or educational administration. The faculty shall also consider devotion to and support for public causes and law reform, as well as courage and conviction in the pursuit of justice. The faculty enthusiastically endorsed the idea, but we didn't realize then how hard it would be to select the recipients because we have so many truly outstanding graduates. The faculty selected 12 individuals in the inaugural year, some of whom are depicted in these striking photographs on the walls here in the lobby. That design, by the way, was a brilliant move by former Dean Toni Massaro during her renovation of the College of Law building. After that first year, the guidelines limit the faculty to selecting no more than 3 individuals in a given calendar year. Each candidate must receive a majority vote by the entire faculty. In your programs, you can see the complete listing of all award recipients, and we're pleased tonight to have some of those prior recipients here with us. If you are a recipient of the Lifetime Achievement Award, would you please stand? Salmon, Andy Silverman, Ranner Collins, and Lynn Dusenberry. Thank you. Tonight we're presenting the Lifetime Achievement Award to 3 extraordinary individuals: the late Judge John Roll, Judge Roxanne Song-Ong, and Bert Knerk. Beautiful wooden and brass plaques containing a photograph and a short biography of every award recipient are displayed in the corridor off the lobby. I encourage you to wander down that hallway and read the stories of the honorees. The plaques of today's honorees will be mounted on the wall very soon. One of the central goals of this award is for current students to find inspiration when they see the plaques and read the bios, knowing that these attorneys, judges, and public servants started out just like them, dreading being called on in class, worrying about exams, and hoping that their JD would lead to a job. We want each student to understand that diverse paths are open to them, and that professional achievement, extraordinary professional achievement, can take many different forms. We'll now get on with the presentations. It's my pleasure to introduce Interim Dean Jason Craig. Jason, an expert in criminal law, who joined our faculty in 2013, became Associate Dean in 2020, and fortunately for the law school, is now serving as Interim Dean. If you don't know him yet, do make an effort. He's a great human being. Jason.
Thank you, Barbara, for that warm introduction, and thank you to everyone here tonight to celebrate what is one of the most important days every year at the College of Law. I'm excited to honor three of our most prestigious graduates from the college. Good evening, good evening. It's wonderful to see so many members, not just family members, but members of the community, members of our faculty who are here tonight, who are friends and supporters of the college and have been for decades. The Lifetime Achievement Awards, one of our most meaningful traditions, help us mark both our past and lay the groundwork for our future successes. They give us a chance to pause to recognize those who have realized extraordinary success in their careers and have done so with integrity, with purpose, and with a deep sense of service. Each of tonight's honorees has left an enduring mark, not just at the College of Law, but on the profession of law, and on their communities, and on Tucson as well. Their stories remind us why we do this work, what it means to lead both with excellence and with heart. Our first honoree this evening is someone whose life and career continue to inspire those who knew him, and many who did not. Judge John Roll was a man of integrity, intellect, and quiet strength, deeply committed to justice and to public service. Now, although I didn't have the privilege of knowing Judge Roll, his impact on this college, our state, and the judiciary is lasting. He represented the very best of Arizona law: fairness, humility, and a belief in the power of law to serve others and to serve our community. Proud double Wildcat, Judge Roll earned his undergraduate degree from the University of Arizona in 1969 and his law degree from the law school in 1972. He later went on and earned an LLM from the University of Virginia in 1990, continuing a lifelong pursuit of knowledge. After graduating, Judge Roll began his career as a deputy county attorney here in Tucson. He went on to serve as an assistant U.S. attorney, as well as a judge for both Pima County Superior Court and the Arizona Court of Appeals. In 1991, he was nominated by President George H.W. Bush to the U.S. District Court for the District of Arizona, where he served with distinction for 2 decades. Judge Roll was known for his fairness, for his preparation, for his respect for every person who appeared before him in his courtroom. He brought thoughtfulness and balance to every case and approached the law not just as a system of rules, but as a means for serving others. He led with humility, he led with purpose, and he was deeply devoted to his family, many of whom are here tonight to celebrate with us. He was also deeply devoted to his faith and his community. He and his wife Maureen raised 3 sons, Robert, Patrick, and Christopher. He was deeply proud of each of them, and that pride extended to his 5 grandchildren, who continue to carry forward his warmth, curiosity, and kindness. It's an honor to have members of the Roll family here with us this evening as we celebrate his legacy. Among his many contributions, Judge Roll championed the creation of a new federal courthouse in Yuma, a project that reflected his vision for expanding access to justice across our state and strengthening the judiciary. Completed after his passing, the John M. Roll United States Courthouse now stands along the Colorado River as a lasting tribute to his leadership and belief in the institutions of justice. Judge Roll's life was one of service. Service to the country, service to the judiciary, service to Arizona, and service to our college, the College of Law. His influence continues to be felt in the institutions he strengthened, in the people he mentored, and in the example he set for what it means to lead with fairness, with compassion, and responsibility to others. It's my deep honor to present the Lifetime Achievement Award posthumously to Judge John M. Roll. Accepting this award on his behalf on his behalf is his son, Robert Roll.
Thank you very much, and good afternoon, good evening. My name is Robert Roll, and I'm the oldest son of Judge John Roll. The Roll family is very honored to be here for the Lifetime Achievement Award for my dad. And most of the stuff I'm going to mention here is what the Dean had mentioned. Dad received his Bachelor's of Arts degree here from the University of Arizona. He then received his Juris Doctor from the University of Arizona College of Law in 1972. Later in his career, he obtained a Master's of Laws from the University of Virginia School of Law in 1990. Dad began his legal career as a bailiff in the Pima County Superior Court, then served as an assistant county attorney for Tucson and a deputy county attorney for Pima County. He joined the U.S. Attorney's Office, where he led the Organized Crime Drug Enforcement Task Force and later served as the lead civil attorney. Dad was appointed to the Arizona Court of Appeals, where he became presiding judge in 1988 and vice chief judge in 1991. He was nominated to U.S. District Court of the District of Arizona, where he was confirmed unanimously by the Senate and received his commission on November 25th, 1991. He became chief judge of the district in 2006. Over his federal judicial career, my dad authored more than 850 diverse opinions. Most judges just focus on specific areas. My dad had a wide variety of opinions that he wrote in many publications across several subject areas. I would like to give another perspective of this lifetime achievement, but with a focus on lifetime. A lifetime contains more than just your career path, but what you do with your life. Dad's career in the judiciary was an achievement of his talents, but he was also balanced in his life. He was a wonderful husband to our mom. They met in high school and had been married for 42 years with love and laughter. Dad was a wonderful father and was always there for us boys, myself, Patrick, and Chris, growing up. We would play 2-on-2 basketball games in the driveway. In many cases, they got very competitive, and many sprained ankles also. The weekends would always be family time. Saturdays would be house cleaning, watching sports, especially if U of A football or basketball was on. That was a must on the TV. And then out to dinner as a family. On Sundays, it was church and family dinner at home. He loved traveling with his family. He would spend nights creating mixtapes. Younger folks, those little tapes that you stick in. He'd create mixtapes for the road trip. And when the iPod came along, he thought that was really great. The family trips also included camping and going fishing. Whenever Dad had a seminar or training he had during the summer, that became the family trip. He would go and do what he needed to do during the day, but when he was done for the day, it was off to the beach, off to historic landmarks, or to baseball games. Whenever we were in a city with a baseball team, you always managed to get tickets for the team if they were in town. If the family was traveling on Sunday, you would always find a Catholic church in the area, and we were staying in the area we were staying, and at Mass times, so we could attend it. He was always there for the grandchildren, swim with them in the pool, teaching them how to swim. He would take the grandkids camping at Mount Lemon. Spencer Canyon, spot 19. Where they always go, that's the spot they would always go to camp with. They took the kids to to Disneyland, even when he was not feeling too well. One of the trips, he got very sick, and my mom took the kids off to Disneyland, and when he got back, my youngest son then, Connor, saw my dad and said, "Why are your eyes so red?" He could always be there for the performances and events the grandkids had at school. He would have loved to have been a he would have loved to have seen his great-grandson. Once us boys moved out, he would take mom on conferences and trips. Some of the trips included Hawaii, Alaska, and Ireland. He would also take my grandmother on these trips with them. He was very involved with the Catholic Church. He was a lecturer and a member of the Knights of Columbus. He would attend the Red Mass every year. He would try to attend weekly Mass regularly when his schedule allowed it. He would never, or very rarely, miss Sunday Mass, even when he was traveling or in a different city. Dad always had balance between faith, family, and his career. He was able to balance all three elements in his lifetime. I just want to conclude with a quote that represents my dad great. From Matthew 25:21, "Well done, my good and faithful servant." Thank you.
Thank you, Robert, for those words. We're grateful to you and to your family for joining us tonight to be here to celebrate your dad's legacy. Thank you very much. Barbara introduced some past Lifetime Achievement Award winners when she was up to open the event. And I see one additional Lifetime Achievement Award winner who joined us, Judge McNamee. Welcome back. I'm glad you're here for the conference. And because Barbara wouldn't do this, I want to remind everyone here that Barbara has also won the Lifetime Achievement Award. Our next honoree, Judge Roxanne Sung Ung, has been a trailblazer, a mentor, and a leader whose impact on Arizona's legal system spans more than 4 decades. Throughout her distinguished career, she has strengthened the judiciary, expanded access to justice, and inspired generations of lawyers and judges. After earning her bachelor's degree in education from Arizona State University in 1975, and her JD from here at the College of Law in 1978, she dedicated her life to serving the people and communities of Arizona. Judge Sung Ung holds a remarkable list of firsts. She was the first Asian American woman judge in Arizona. In 2005, she became the first woman and first person of color to serve as the presiding judge of the Phoenix Municipal Court, one of the busiest courthouses in the country. She led that court for nearly a decade, guiding it with vision, compassion, and innovation. Under her leadership, Phoenix became a national model for specialty courts that address the needs of veterans, of people who experience homelessness, those navigating mental health issues or domestic violence challenges. These programs improved lives and strengthened public trust in our courts and in our system, a reflection of her belief that justice must both be fair and humane. She also championed modernization and access, spearheading new technology and systems that made the courts more efficient and responsive. I'm smiling up here because I think there might be a member of Judge Sung Ung's family out there having a blast. Just as it should be. Beyond the bench, Judge Sung Ung has been a teacher, a mentor, and advocate. She's chaired the Arizona Supreme Court's Committee on Judicial Education and Training, led the Commission on Diversity, Equality, and Justice, and continues to guide new judges and students with generosity and grace. Her service extends beyond the judiciary. She currently serves on the Board of Visitors here at the College of Law and remains deeply involved in organizations dedicated to diversity, to equity, and to public service. Over her career, Judge Sung has deservedly received nearly every major recognition in Arizona's legal community, reflecting how her leadership and how her mentorship have opened doors for so many others. Her example reminds us that leadership isn't just about breaking barriers, but more importantly, it's about building bridges for those who are going to follow us. Judge Sung, your lifetime of service has strengthened Arizona's courts, has advanced justice, and inspired all who follow in your path. It is my honor to present the Lifetime Achievement Award to Judge Roxanne Sung.
Honored guests, fellow honorees, Dean Craig, all of our faculty and former deans who are here, and family and friends. I'm simply overwhelmed and profoundly grateful for this gracious and auspicious award. Thank you very much. I'm extremely honored and humbled by this recognition, and I'm particularly humbled to be included along with these two other outstanding honorees tonight, Bert Connect and Judge John Rowe, who have made phenomenal contributions to our legal community and beyond. I congratulate and applaud each of them and their families. You know, it's difficult to find adequate words to express my gratitude and appreciation for this wonderful distinction and award. It's especially meaningful to me for two reasons. Number one, first because it's from my alma mater, the University of Arizona. I'm a proud graduate of the class of 1978 at the College of Law, as you heard, and I'm forever grateful for the outstanding education that I received from this College of Law and for the lifelong friendships that came along with that life-changing experience. Some of you know that my undergraduate degree was in education, as mentioned. However, I never imagined that as a lawyer and as a judge, I would have so many opportunities to use my education degree to further the knowledge and understanding of the law. I've been blessed to do so. Second, this recognition means so much because it reminds me of why we became lawyers and judges. I could not have asked for a more worthy career than to serve the public in the law. As a lawyer and a judge, you're given unique opportunities to help individuals and whole communities to change their lives for the better. Whether it involves a particular case or adjudication, or speaking to a room full of jurors, or talking to children or citizens groups that come into our courthouse to observe various proceedings, we are always given opportunities to share our knowledge and our experiences. It's been an honor to serve in a court where cases of domestic violence, mental health and impairment, and homelessness, and issues that face veterans have been targets and have been addressed. We have created problem-solving or specialty treatment courts where families of broken homes and individuals are given opportunities to heal and to rehabilitate. Victims of crimes are restored, and those who are convicted are sentenced appropriately, and the public is protected. The work of these therapeutic treatment courts has given Phoenix an opportunity to serve those who are challenged in these communities, the individuals who, without an additional strain upon our limited budgets. The creativity and talent and the leadership and the staff at the Phoenix Municipal Court have met and exceeded my expectations. During my tenure as chief presiding judge, the staff served the largest veterans court in the United States, of which I'm very, very proud. Some of the most gratifying experiences I've had is to teach hundreds of children and adults who come into our courtrooms each day and to teach them about law and civics education. And I'm often privileged to go into the classrooms and the community, teaching elementary, high school, and law schools to teach about the law. I absolutely love doing this. I grew up in a neighborhood that was about 3 miles away from my courthouse. It was in a very low-income neighborhood which had been struggling with gang activity and crime. When I have the opportunity to speak to the children in these school districts, it is remarkably gratifying and fulfilling to see the faces of the students and teachers when I tell them about growing up in the same neighborhood and dreaming about what the future would hold, and that each of them can attain whatever it is they wish if they are simply willing to work hard and stay focused. Under the auspices of the Arizona Supreme Court, I have been blessed to chair multiple committees and commissions, including the Committee, as you've heard, on Judicial Education and Training. This is better known as COJIT. It's the acronym for it. It's a standing committee of the court which develops educational policies and standards for the Arizona court system. And it's responsible for monitoring the quality and the educational programs that go out to over 10,000 court employees across the state of Arizona and over 500 judicial officers. Through COJIT, I've had the honor of teaching new judges who are just beginning their judicial careers about law, procedure, ethics, and court administration. And as an educator, the State Bar of Arizona has also been a great partner for me, and has also given me an avenue in which to give back to the legal and the greater community. For judges, you have to be a bit more creative to provide pro bono work for the community. But I'm going to tell you, the opportunities are abundant, whether it's teaching, planning, or organizing programs throughout the year for maybe the annual judicial conference, the annual State Bar Convention, teaching at the State Bar Leadership Institute, teaching continuing legal education and CLE programs, both locally and nationally, or perhaps participating in one of the many committees that the State Bar or the Arizona Bar Foundation has. There are ample opportunities to serve. I was privileged to serve as president of the Arizona Foundation for Legal Services and Education, and this provided many opportunities to promote access to justice for those who have the least among us, and for those who cannot afford legal representation or counsel. The Arizona Bar Foundation is an outstanding organization and is the charitable wing of the State Bar. There is a place of service there for every one of us, and for every one of us who wishes to make our communities better in citizenship, in education, and especially for legal services. As chair to the Arizona Supreme Court's Commission on Diversity, Equity, and Justice, I've also had the rich opportunity to promote and encourage diversity in our legal profession and in our judiciary with respect to ethnicity, gender, culture, physical disability, and much more. There are many opportunities to speak to students, lawyers, and judges, and the public about our diversity. And it is our diversity which makes us strong as a community and as a profession. I'm so grateful and blessed to have such a career, and I'm so grateful to all of you for this huge honor today. I would not be standing here without the support, the hard work, and the encouragement of so many wonderful people. First of all, I want to thank Dean Craig, and I also want to thank the faculty here at the college and the administration of the college. I want to thank the committee on the Lifetime Achievement selection. Thank you, Barbara, and the rest of the committee. Next, I want to thank the Arizona Supreme Court and the administrative offices of the court, which have been extremely supportive and helpful throughout my career. And also, please allow me to thank the city of Phoenix and its several mayors and council members who appointed and supported me throughout my judicial career there. I also want to thank the judges and staff of the Phoenix Municipal Court who served alongside me those many years. They are the embodiment of public service, and they work diligently every day to serve the public that come to our courthouse. These court staff have a difficult job, but we have instilled in them the importance of our role in the system of justice. that we can all be proud of. They are a remarkable staff, and they take great pride in their work. And now, as a member of the College of Law's Board of Visitors, I am gratified to see the many innovations and strides that the college has made, and even more progressive, welcoming and nurturing all of the students and providing multiple opportunities to serve the law in the greater community while they are matriculated. Thank you for this opportunity to serve in this capacity. And most importantly, I want to thank my family for their love, support, and throughout all these many years, they've been by my side. You know, public service sometimes is difficult and may even seem thankless, but it is always rewarding. Those of us who serve the public know that our families are often the ones who must sacrifice. So, to my family, my husband, my children, my siblings, and my parents who are in heaven, I dedicate this award and this recognition. Thank you all so very much.
Thank you, Judge Song, for those inspiring words. I very much appreciate it. It's a privilege to recognize your work, your extraordinary service, and your lasting impact, not just on the college, not just on the state, but on the legal community at large. Thank you very much. And it occurred to me as you were talking that I think that you have made two of the right decisions. Of course, you get your legal training to become a lawyer, but I think you had the right idea when you started as a degree in education, because what I heard was a teacher throughout your career, and that's very inspiring, so thank you. Our final honoree this evening is Burton J., or Bert Knurk, one of those rare people whose name means something to just about everyone in Tucson, whether you've met him through the courts, through Arizona athletics, or through countless community causes that Bert has championed and served throughout his life. Bert grew up here in Tucson. He was a proud Tucson High Badger, later a Wildcat, attending the University of Arizona on a baseball scholarship and earning his business degree before serving in the military as first lieutenant and intelligence officer in the U.S. Army's 18th Airborne Corps. After his service, he came back home and he did what so many of us admire most. He built a life and career here in Tucson, serving the community that raised him. He earned his law degree here from Arizona Law, graduating in 1962, and for more than 6 decades since, he has been one of the most respected attorneys in the Arizona legal community. He's handled some of the state's most complex civil cases, representing individuals and families in moments that required not just legal skill, but equally as important, perhaps more important, empathy and judgment. His colleagues describe him as a steady, honest, and fiercely dedicated lawyer to doing things the right way. But if you ask people what truly defines Bert, they'll tell you it's how deeply he invests and has invested in others. He's mentored generations of lawyers, of students, of athletes, always with the same loyalty and authenticity that have guided his own life. Over the years, Bert also became a trusted advisor and agent for some of Arizona's most beloved athletes and coaches, people like Lee Olson, Sean Elliott, and Teddy Bruschi. And he did it not for the recognition, but because he genuinely believed in helping others succeed. Bert's leadership has reached far beyond his own firm. He's led the Arizona Trial Lawyers Association and the Tucson chapter of the American Board of Trial Advocates, and co-founded Arizona's Finest Lawyers Foundation to strengthen professionalism and ethics in the law. He served as chair of the University of Arizona Foundation Board and on the Law College Association Board, and on many, many other community boards throughout southern Arizona. Through it all, Bert has remained a constant force for good in Tucson. a very generous volunteer, proud supporter of UA athletics, and someone who never hesitated to lend his voice or his time and his judgment when it mattered most. If you've been in our building recently, you've probably seen Bert's portrait on the Arizona Law Advocacy wall. And if you haven't, then after our event is done, just walk down this hallway, or better yet, walk down the hallway over there and you'll see the plaques of the past Lifetime Achievement Award winners, and you'll get a chance to take a look at the Arizona Law Advocacy wall. It's a quiet reminder of what one person's dedication can mean to a college and to a community. It's not just a portrait, it's a reflection of a life spent standing up for others, for strengthening the institutions that hold us together. Over the years, Bert has been recognized again and again. Man of the Year, Father of the Year, recognized as a place in both the Pima County Sports Hall of Fame and the Tucson High Badger Foundation. But what stands out most isn't the recognition, it's the generosity, mentorship, and the steady presence that have defined Bert's life. Bert, we are so proud to count you among our most distinguished graduates, and grateful for the way that you inspired generations to serve, to lead, and to give back. It's my privilege to present the Lifetime Achievement Award to Bert Kuhner.
You know, this is an out-of-body experience as I look around and the lives that I've led. And there's some real stories, perhaps, that may be of some value in this presentation. And I want to recognize the co-awardees and Judge Zion and Judge Roll, who I appeared before. Really a great judge, great person in our community. And the rest of the story. I came back from the military, and I really didn't know what I wanted to do so much. I really had a job offer in Phoenix, which is a good one. And I thought, well, I can go through law school, and I can figure out once I get through law school what I really wanted to do. I really didn't care to be a lawyer, to be honest. I didn't know any lawyers. So I enrolled in law school, and then the happening that took place is probably the reason I'm standing here saying hello. And that would be that I had a blind date. I had one of my dear friends, Jack Redder, had a beautiful lady he was dating, and Jack convinced me that he'd set up a blind date. That happened. And I met the blind date. And we spent the rest of our lives together. And we were married on August 12th, 1961. That's 63 years, I believe. And I've been a lawyer for 64 years, okay? So, but you know, really, what happened that I joined a law firm, and I wasn't doing much at all anyway. So I was sitting there as a brand new associate, and there was a case that had been sitting around for about maybe 4 months or 5 months, nothing was being done. So they called me in, they told me I was going to try the case. I said, what? Try the case? I know nothing about it. And anyway, as it worked out, I tried the case, and I wouldn't be telling the story unless I won. And I won. The other thing then that really occurred, and really interesting part of the life, really, as we go along, especially this homecoming time. Right now, we have 11 grandchildren, okay? And we have 3 sitting here at this time. They're at the University at this time. There were 4 last year, all at the University of Arizona. And we've had 8 that have been to the University of Arizona. 2 have gone to ASU. And so they made the life really rewarding, and really proud to have them here, as well as the before children, we had great productivity in being a great citizen. My son Kevin is here, and Colleen, and so that is the way things worked out. And we had another son, Daniel, who was in a tragic industrial accident and killed in 1980. He was 18, going to UCLA the following week. But we lived through that. We got through that. We had each other. And love and faith and everything it took to get through that type of situation. And as time went along, we really enjoyed each other. And we have 11 grandchildren. And they are all really good people. And they've worked since they were 16. And they learned about life by working. So that's been a key factor in our life. And my lovely wife, as I mentioned, is the key and the reason why I can spend the time necessary to learn how to be a lawyer, to learn how to be a trial lawyer. And that's not easy, let me tell you. Especially when you've never done it before. You didn't want to get in front of people to speak about anything, really. And so it was a big challenge, the way it worked out and happily worked out as it has. So many friends are here, which I really appreciate. And it's been just a great trip. That's one thing I was going to mention. Bert Knurk met Nancy Burt. Bert and Knurk married Nancy Burt. So Bert and Burton were married. Anyway, Nancy has really been the pure person to be with, going through the things we have to. There are many trial lawyers here, friends of mine, that understand what the charges are really all about, and what the time requirement is to be a trial lawyer, and the travel, the various things that are involved, and the absence from the family and Nancy. So I just blessed the day that I met Nancy and kissed her for the first time, and we never kissed anybody else, to my knowledge. Except family and friends. But this is one of these things that, I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I knew this. I had an excess amount of energy. I knew I would never want to retire. And then I figured it out. I could be a lawyer, and I could be elderly individual as I am now and practice law. Because all my inventory is up here. All my wins and losses I can still remember, right? So that's what happened, that's what I did. And I'm so grateful that I have the law to have me and carry me along to the situation where I feel like I'm productive at this age. Do I have to say how old I am? You can figure it out probably. But I'm really proud of the fact that I can do what I do, and I do within my energy level and what I can do. I don't really extend myself beyond that. But I go down every day to work. I'm with my partner, my beautiful daughter, Colleen, who's one of the best lawyers in town, by the way. And so we have a small law firm which is very active. And the law has been so kind to our entire family. And this situation is kind of one of those unbelievable things. So I just have to say thank you to all of you who took the time out to come down here and say hello. And, it's been a fun day.
Thank you, Bert, for those words. Thank you, Judge Sung. Thank you to Judge Rule's family for coming out to celebrate his life and legacy with us as well. We've seen and heard from three outstanding graduates from the College of Law. We've seen and heard from 3 outstanding lawyers from our community. And most importantly, we've seen and heard from 3 outstanding people who demonstrated a life worth living, a life of service and dedication to others and to community. And I don't know who in our current student body is going to win the Lifetime Achievement Award a few decades from now, but I know that they have several wonderful examples to see out in front of them for how they're, to figure out what will inspire their life and their career as a lawyer. So thank you to all 3 of you. Come on back up, Bert. I understand, but I also think the grandchildren who you mentioned, they have something else to say about that. So there's thanks, Bert. Before we close for the evening, I did just want to take a moment to recognize several people who had a hand in making this celebration happen. The Lifetime Achievement Awards Committee, of course, Barbara Atwood, Mona Emel, Andy Silverman, Melissa Tatum, Vanessa Bush, Roy Spees, and Shannon Walker. And of course, all of the faculty members who voted on these awards made this night happen. Thank you to the faculty who voted to recognize 3 outstanding graduates for our community. Also, thank you to our Alumni and Development Office for planning this event and for everyone else who helped. Some of you met a number of our current students, the Arizona Law Ambassadors who were out here earlier. And thank you for kicking off what will be a wonderful homecoming celebration tomorrow. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.